Howdy y'all, hope everybody's doing well. So today we're going to be taking a look at something kind of cool. We're going to be taking a look at the Kel-Tec KSG in 410. Now, cool little sucker, holds 14 rounds of 2.5-inch shells or 10 rounds of the 3-inch 410 shells. And this thing's a ton of fun. It's lightweight, there's not a lot of recoil at all, and it seems to run really, really well. So let's jump in here and take a look at this out at the range.
Yes, I got the little Kel-Tec KSG 410 out to the range. This is a pretty cool little shotgun. Really, really lightweight, about 5.4 pounds, 26.1 overall length, 18.5-inch barrel, and it's only about 1.7 inches wide. Now, the cool thing about this shotgun is it is a dual tube fed shotgun. So the KSG is the only line I'm aware of that is dual tube fed.
How many does it hold?
14. Now, loading's a bit of a bear with this. If you have larger hands, getting your hands in that little area there can be a little bit challenging.
I think you gotta have an engineering degree to load that thing up.
Yeah, you ain't lying. And one of the RSOs noticed that, came over to comment. But man, this thing is a ton of fun to shoot. Like I said, almost no recoil. It's the action on it's pretty smooth. I ran about 45 rounds of ammo through it. I did some rifled slugs from a company I've never heard of called, I believe, like Cheddite or something. I'll maybe throw a picture up here. And then I did some Hornady critical defense, and it ran all these rounds just fine. And it's a blast to shoot. It is actually really, really, really fun. Now I have a 12 gauge bullpup. It's also very fun, but quite a bit more punishing than this 410. This is just a pleasure to shoot. It's a blast. I could see doing some, small game hunting, pest control type of things with this, or just blasting some 2-liter bottles or cans or whatever. But so on the bottom here you have your 2 tubes. You have a switch. You'll switch the over to the other side. That will open up one tube to load, and then switch it back the other way. That'll open up the other tube to load.
So there's no magazine like what I'm used to.
Right.
Since it's just shotgun, you
Tube
just
fed.
put the shells right in.
Yeah, tube fed.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. All right. Let's try some of these critical defense. Now, the critical defense have a little bit more of a push. It's not a lot of recoil still. It's just a little more pushback. Very, very manageable though. This thing just, it's actually, everything on it's pretty smooth. I find the safety to be slightly bizarre. It seems backwards to me. And boy, if they could make a way where it would switch automatically without, see, I had to look and see underneath it where that switch was at. I'm sure with a little more use, you would just be able to reach down with your hand and flip that. But if it would switch automatically, that would be a super, super cool function. Also, the sights are a little weird. The way they come from the factory, it seems to not be exactly on.
What happened?
My buddy had a little fix for that, and I'll show you that here in a minute.
Should I?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you should. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so here he goes. Now you're loading it for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the loading's a little bit tricky, but I think it's mostly because my hands are big. It's hard to get in there. Like, it's got a little groove.
Shove it.
It's got a little groove there. So you
Sort
just
of.
kind of, not backwards. You just kind of set it in.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at 7.
Wow, that looks like it's
Okay.
gonna take a lot of practice to get used to.
So we're going to click it over to that one.
So you put it in.
And then you click that over. That is
and that holds
where
that one. And
that's
then,
where you're coming, which tube you're shooting
and then what
out
happens when you're done with it? When you're done loading, babe.
What you're going to do is push this release right here.
Yeah, but I mean, wherever you were loading it from.
Yeah.
And it kept going like this. Is that part hidden?
Yeah, it's under here.
It's under there.
And this ejects down.
Okay. Oh, okay. That helps.
Okay. You're loaded and it's on safe.
Hmm?
You're loaded and it's on safe. So press that off safe and you're good to go. Perfect.
Wow. And if we want to catch the
in my mouth. So my buddy Max picked one of these up and he offered to loan this to me for I had really about a week or so, but the storms that blew through Texas over the last couple weeks and kind of messed up some things with my property, knocked down some fence, broke a window, that type of thing. I didn't have a whole lot of time with it. Just had a lot going on. So I did have an afternoon with it and ended up running, about 45 rounds through it. And the thing's a ton of fun. There's almost no recoil. My wife loved it. She's actually telling me we need to get one. I don't really want to do that just because 410 is, the ammo is kind of expensive and it's kind of hard to track down sometimes. But it is a super fun little shotgun. And if you got someone that is recoil sensitive, things like that, this would be a great little, home defense shotgun or hunting shotgun for them. But a ton of fun, really thin, very short. That bullpup action is pretty cool. Ejects the shells downwards, so right or left-handed can shoot it. The sights on it are a little, it's really hard to line those up. They're pretty rudimentary. Kel-Tec does make a replacement Picatinny rail for that, where that carry handle is, so you can do that if you want to put an optic on there. My buddy just put a little screw through, and I'll show you a picture here, and that actually lines up perfectly with the front sight. It's pretty much dead on. So that's a pretty cool idea if you want to do that. Or like I said, you could just get the Picatinny rail, mount that on there and throw an optic on it. Ran without a flaw. My only trouble with it was loading. My hands are kind of big. I was having trouble kind of reaching in that's very narrow. There are some little rails in there to push the shells in. Once I got used to it, it was a little bit easier, but a little bit of a challenge for me. Just get my meat hooks in there to load that up. But overall blast. I would consider owning one if 410 wasn't so expensive. I do have a 12 gauge bullpup, which runs great for me and it's a ton of fun to shoot, and I think I'll stick with that. But I don't know, my wife's really pressuring me to pick up one of these 410s, these KSG 410s, because she had a blast with it. So that's what I got for you today, friends. Just a quick range report and my personal opinion of the Kel-Tec 410. This is my first Kel-Tec I've ever shot of any of their products, and I'm actually impressed. I know some people dog on certain models of Kel-Tec. I'm not sure, but this was my first experience, and I'm glad that I got to experience one of these. And I'll keep it on the list as a maybe my wife can force me to buy one. I don't know, we'll see. But that's what I got for you today, friends. Don't forget to check out my campsite page. I'll link that in the description below. There you'll find all the companies that I'm an affiliate of, and you'll find some great deals on there. And I will see y'all next time I make a video. Y'all stay safe out there.